All right. So let me just set up the presentation. Let me close my browser.
Hey, bro, I'm here. Did I miss something?
Hey, yeah, everybody's giving feedback on how the presentation was.
Oh,
I'm
you
kidding.
finished
I'm
it
kidding.
already? That
We're
was
just
quick.
we're just starting. We're just starting.
Funny
Everybody just got here. I thought you were going to be in the car.
guy.
Oh, you're
Eh?
home. Is your aunt okay? You didn't have to go to the hospital?
Oh, she's there. She might
She's
stay there
there.
for a day or two.
Okay.
The surgery just finished, so it's successful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
All
should prep
right.
her.
So our agenda tonight is I'll go through the new presentation, and then at the end we'll get feedback to see how it went and how if there's anything you want to simplify or and I haven't timed it, so somebody keep an eye on the clock for me as well. But I hope it's not more than 30 minutes. All right. So let me just share my screen. Can everybody see that? You should be seeing, oops, you should be seeing the title slide. It says Unlimited Cash Flow. Welcome to Archaeo Financial Services. You see
Yeah.
that, Kuya?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we see it. So
Okay.
completely different theme, eh? Different
Yeah,
colors.
different colors, but I mean, this is just, this is the first
Yeah.
draft, right? So
Okay.
if you want to brand it with the colors and everything, can do that. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we had something today. So I tried the best I could in the time that I had to be able to do it. Okie doke.
Sounds good.
We ready to go?
Fire away.
All right, here we go. All right, so welcome, and thank you for coming to the presentation on unlimited cash flow. My name is Mark Wani. I'm one of the representatives and board members here at Archaea Financial Services. So I want to start off, and thank you for your time. This shouldn't take too long, but I would love to challenge you on a couple of things, and I would like to start with this question: is there ever a time or a situation where it's okay for you to lose money? Is there? Do you think? What do you think, Jed? Is there any ever a time or a situation where it's okay for you to lose money? No? How about you, Deb?
No, no,
Is there ever?
not
No, right?
no,
Not even $10, right? I mean,
no,
would you be okay if you lost $10 from your wallet?
no. You'd be frantic.
Yeah, you'd be looking around all over the place. Where's that $10, right, Kuya? I mean, what would you do if you lost $20? You say, hey, I had a 20 in my wallet here. It's missing. What's going on? So I think we're all agreed that there's really never a time or a situation where it's okay for any of us to lose any money. But here's the thing. Here's the shocking thing. You're losing money now. Believe it or not, you're losing money now. And how are we losing money now? Well, things that seem to be out of our control, things like these things, like inflation, taxation, loan fees. These money killers are 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 stealing money from us, to be honest with you. They're killers and they're out of control as long as you play the same money game as everyone else. If you're handling your money, managing your wealth the same way that everybody else is in Canada, then you are losing money through inflation. You are losing money through overtaxation, being taxed upon taxed income and taxing that income over and over again. And if you're financing things through loans and mortgages and that kind of thing, then you are losing money by paying loan fees. And what I want to do tonight is I want to show you, arguably, what is the best saving strategy that you'll ever find using life insurance. Using life insurance. Jed, just going to ask you I'm going to ask you to do something. Can you moderate the people coming in? I think Sam's coming in, and I need someone to let her in. Can you let her in, or do I need to come out of this presentation? I just didn't want to get interrupted, but I'm already interrupted. So since I'm already interrupted, I'll let her in right now. Okay. So let's get back into it. Okay, so Now, before you immediately write me off because I mentioned the words life insurance, dun dun dun, I want you to consider this thought, okay? Don't reject something for what it is until you understand what it can do for you. And how it applies for us tonight is this. I know and I recognize that nobody wants to sit through a life insurance presentation. I totally get that. But don't reject something for what it is just because it says life insurance until you understand what it can do for you, right? So before you immediately write me off, I want you to do something. I want you to suspend your skepticism for a few minutes tonight. Fair enough? I'm going to ask you to suspend your skepticism for a few minutes. And if what I share with you doesn't make sense, hey, go ahead and continue to be skeptical about life insurance and I won't bother you again. Is that fair? Is that fair, Kuya? Is that fair, Sheila? All right. Good.
Yes.
Now, there are two things that every responsible adult must have. Let's start with that. Two things that every responsible Canadian adult really has to have, right? Two things. The first thing is a savings account, and the second thing is a savings strategy. And I want to show you the difference between the two because a savings account is for immediate cash needs, But a savings account, so you say, well, Mark, what's the difference then between a savings account and a savings strategy? If a savings account is for immediate cash needs, a savings strategy is for serious cash needs. So let's quickly brainstorm some things that could fit under each category of savings account and savings strategy. What would be your immediate cash needs and what would fit under savings account? What would you put there? What would the savings account is where you have your debit card. So what would you use your debit card for? Anybody? Let's do a little brainstorming here, guys. You'll have to unmute yourself to be able to interact here. Purchases. Yeah. Okay, good, Sam. Purchases like going to Walmart, groceries, stuff like that, right? Okay. Anything else?
Right.
What else can you think of? What other purchases do you think? What's that?
Unexpected expenses.
Sure.
Yeah,
unexpected expenses. You need to cash right away. You need access right away. Definitely. Let's think of one more. Anything? What else? One more thing that you could use a savings account or a debit card for.
A trip, vacation.
Trip, yes, it would be very difficult if you'd need to have a lot of money saved up there for that, a few thousand at least for your trip. But yeah, you could do that. I would include their gas money, right? Gas money you would put on there.
Yeah,
if you don't have a vehicle, then a bus fare, fast food, for example. You're hungry, you want to grab something to eat, snack, something like that. That fits under there. So things like this, right? Groceries, gas, fuel, bus, fast food, and other things that we've mentioned already. But how about now if we shift over to the other side of the coin and we go, what about a savings strategy? Why would we need a savings strategy? So if you think about it, savings strategies for the serious needs, the serious cash needs that we have, like a down payment on a house, you need a savings strategy for that. My daughter, my eldest daughter and her husband are saving up for that now. She opted not to come with us to the Bahamas last month because they want to save that money and put it towards the down payment of a house that they want to get in the future. They haven't saved up enough yet to be able to put that down payment, but they're doing that. So they have a strategy. There you have a saving strategy. Furnishing that house is going to require that too, because it's not cheap to buy couches and tables and cutlery and stuff like that. Home renovations. If you find, like when we first bought this house, I didn't know that I had to buy a brand new air conditioner all of a sudden. And then a few years later, I had to buy a whole new water heater or rent a water heater. So that if you need a new car, you're going to need a savings strategy. Car repairs down the line, vacations. Taya, you mentioned that earlier. A lot of people have a savings strategy for that, especially depending on where you want to go, right? If it's just a staycation, maybe you could get away with just using your debit card for the expenses. But if you're planning a trip to Europe or to Asia or somewhere else, then those are some serious expenses that you're going to be accruing there. Not to mention, travel insurances and stuff like that. If you want to start a business, you need a savings strategy so that you'll be able to do something with that. Even if you get, part of that saving strategy is to get a business loan to get your business started, you're still going to need a strategy. Investing, if you want to become an investor, right? Whether it's real estate investment or stocks and bonds and that, you need capital and you need some way to accumulate that capital. Going to college or university. Oh, and that is supposed to be university and opportunity. So I got to make sure I change that. It's college or university. Of course, that's expensive. So you need, parents need a saving strategy if they're planning to pay for their kids, or their kids need a saving strategy if they plan to pay for it themselves, or if they're going to get, student loan and pay that off. If you have credit card debt, you need a saving strategy. Here's the thing, though. Let me ask you this question. What do most people have? What do most people have? A savings account or a savings strategy?
Account.
Yeah, most people have a savings account or a checking account, right? Most people have a debit card, right? But what do most people need? What do they need the most?
A strategy.
Yeah, they need
A plan.
savings strategy.
Yeah.
Exactly, a plan. So now what if I can show you a savings strategy that not only saves you money today, but provides you renewable money over your lifetime and creates a lot of money when you need it most? Does that sound interesting? Does that sound something like you might want to be interested in a savings strategy that does that for you?
Sure.
Yeah? Thanks, Len. Okay, great. So let me talk to you about another coin, same side of the coin, but they look very, very different. And the first one has to do with those bad words, life insurance, okay? Because everybody has a savings account, but not everybody has a savings strategy. And the question is, what does life insurance have anything to do with that? What most people don't think of is life insurance as a savings strategy, because most people think the life insurance is an expense. But let me show you how life insurance actually can create money when you need it the most. So when you're considering life insurance, and everybody should, it's part of a good financial foundation. It's the foundation of your foundation, actually. You have to ask a few questions. What if life is short? What if you don't live as long as you thought you were going to? What if something happens to cut your life short here? Nobody wants to think about it, but it's an important aspect, because the implications afterwards, the consequences of you not being around anymore and you not being able to provide for your family and you not being able to make an income is huge, makes a big impact on other people. What if life is short? And you never know. You never know. Most people whose life is cut short never expected to get the cancer or to get into that accident or, to get sick, right? They never planned on it, right? I used to joke before when I was, when I was a active sales agent, I used to joke my clients and say, look, I can give you the best financial plan if you tell me one piece of information about yourself. What's that? They'd say, what's that? Can you tell me the day that you are going to die? If you can tell me the day you're going to die, I can prepare the perfect financial plan for you. But nobody can do that. Because nobody knows. And then the other question, there's two more questions. What if life is short, but what if life is interrupted? What if you get sick? What if you get one of those critical illnesses, like you have a heart attack or a stroke, right? What if that happens? What if you get sick to the point that you can't work, but not that you can't work forever, but that you have to have 6 to 9 months of recovery time to be able to get back to work, and your life is interrupted? Where are you going to get the money to live on? Where are you going to get the money to do? I mean, you can depend on government benefits. You can depend on that, but that's not enough. If you know anything about that, if you've ever been out of work and you had to get some, unemployment insurance and get some of that, support from the government, that it's not enough. That it's only just a little bit more than half of what you were making before, and it's only for a certain number of weeks, and so it doesn't go on forever. So what if life is interrupted? How do you recover from that, and how do you sustain yourself, and how do you pay for yourself for your life during that time? And then the last question when you're considering life insurance is, what if life is long? What if you don't get sick? What if you live a long life? What's going to happen? My mom plans to live to 120 years old. And she keeps telling me, I'm setting this up for you, Mark. I'm setting this up for you and your brothers. And I keep telling her, but Ma, you're gonna outlive us. You're gonna be 120 years old, and we're gone before that. But what happens? It's a sad thing when you have too many years left and not enough money to fund those years. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? A lot of people depend on their children to take care of them. And what if you outlive your children? Well, in all these cases, if life is short, you need money for your survivors, right? Including your business. If you want your business to survive, you need money as well in that when you pass away. If your life is interrupted, you need money for daily expenses while recovering, right? And if life is long, you're going to need money for retirement. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't consider.
Fine.
Life insurance is the easiest way to create money when you need it the most. When do you need it the most? Not when, you don't need the money the most when you want to buy your major purchase. You need the money the most when life is short. You need the money the most when life is interrupted. You need that money the most when life is long. Those are the times when you really need that. And when those things happen, you want that money right there and then. And life insurance is the best way to be able to do that in a very affordable manner. Now, that, like I said, that was only one side of the coin. Let's talk about the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin, aside from life insurance, is what we call at Archeo unlimited cash flow. So what is that all about? Let me give you a definition of what unlimited cash flow is. Unlimited cash flow is a strategy that gives you back control of the banking function in your life and in your business. It puts your savings or your surplus revenue into a specially designed life insurance policy that allows you to leverage uninterrupted compounding growth so that you can deploy, right? You can deploy that capital for your specified purposes, like paying down debt, paying off a mortgage, paying off a car loan, paying off credit card debt, right? You can that's what unlimited cash flow is, and it's a renewable resource, right? It's a renewable money is what we're looking at here. Now, when you think of that, and maybe this might be the first time that you've ever heard of unlimited cash flow. It certainly might be the first time you've heard of the concept of renewable money, but it's absolutely possible. And the advantages of that, when you think about it, the advantages of having unlimited cash flow is that your savings is optimized. So you save the most through the unlimited cash flow strategy. Your money works more efficiently for you, meaning that rather than, when you go and buy groceries, your money only works one time. You give the money to the cashier, and in exchange for your money, you get groceries that are consumable. That's why we call them consumables. You've consumed them. You're not going to get that money back unless you return, the product that you bought. But most of the time, you've got all the things you wanted in your groceries. You bring it home. You don't see that money again. You've spent that money once. Your money only worked for you one time. But with unlimited cash flow, your money can actually work for you more than one time. In fact, while you're even using the money, while you deploy that money or spend that money, your money is still working for you and growing. And I'll show you how that works in a couple of minutes. Another advantage of unlimited cash flow is that your finances are under your control. You control your finances. The bank doesn't control your finances. The government doesn't control your finances. You have control over that, right? I'll show you how that works as well. And then another great advantage is because unlimited cash flow is based, through a life insurance policy, your loved ones and your interests are protected. You've got all of these other financial advantages: optimized savings, money working efficiently, finances are under your control, all the while having protection for your loved ones and for your business interests, right? And your personal interests can be protected. So this is amazing. I mean, this is amazing. What other saving strategy gives you all of these benefits? and all of these advantages. And I think you would be challenged to find any other kind of strategy that actually provides this kind of thing. And you're thinking, well, you might say, Mark, what are you talking about by renewable money? What could I possibly use renewable money for? Well, how would you use it? If you had money that just kept renewing itself, that kept growing even while you're using it. Do you have any ideas what you could use that for? What would you use it for? Any ideas? Sam, do you have any ideas? What would you use renewable money for?
I guess buying things. Buying
Sure.
things.
Yeah, buying
Yeah.
big things, like you need a tractor on your farm. You need a new truck, right? You could use.
Never mind. Our Macs are expensive.
They are right.
One of those.
Anybody else? What would you use if you had a source of money that kept renewing itself? What
Pay other debts.
Pay off debts? Yeah, exactly. Pay off your debts. Finally get cut off those, cut off all those tentacles that have you wrapped around from your credit cards or from your personal loans or your business loans, right? Absolutely, you could do that.
How about helping your grandchildren in university
Awesome.
instead of student loans?
That's another thing. Not only would you be able to help your grandchildren, but even your great grandchildren if you do it right.
Exactly.
Amazing. Great ideas. Right? Oh, Donovan's coming in. So Jed, if you can let him in. So how does all this work? How does this kind of thing actually happen? So this is what you do. There's really 5 steps to this, right? Decide to
Sorry,
systematically.
bro, I can't let him in.
You can't let him in? Okay, so I'm going to let him
No,
in.
you're the host.
Yeah, okay.
Plus I'm driving.
So now you're driving. Okay, so how do you put this into play? How do you make this strategy work? First thing you need to do is you need to decide to systematically set aside a proportionate amount of your income or your savings. That's the first thing, right? You systematically, meaning you do it regularly, and it's a proportion. What do I mean by proportion? In other words, it's not just a shot in the dark. You decide, well, am I going to give 10%? Am I going to give 5%? Am I going to give 20%? Is this going to be, represents your savings. So every paycheck, every revenue that comes in from a business, there's a percentage of that you set aside for this specific purpose. So you have to decide what that is. And it's up to you. It depends on what your goals are, right? It's not up to me. It's not up to your agent. It's up to you. You have control over what you want to do with your money. So that's the first step. Decide to systematically set aside a proportionate amount of your income as savings, okay? And then the second step, once you've done that, is where are you going to put that money? You deposit your savings in a specially designed participating whole life policy where your money will grow using compounding interest and dividends. So you have both of these things happening, working for you, interest and dividends, and they accumulate over time through compounding interest. And if you're wondering, how powerful is compounding interest? Try calculating what would happen if for every day for 30 days, you starting on day 1, you get a penny and you double that penny every single day. So 1 cent becomes 2 cents becomes 4 on the 3rd day, on the 4th day, 4 cents becomes 8, and so on and so on. And I just recently saw this on a TikTok. And by the time, it was a choice. Would you rather have $1 million of cash or a penny that will double every day? And the lady chose the $1 million, and she kept the whole time they're counting through the 30 days. And even at halfway through day 15, it's I'm still up. I've got $1 million. All you got is 15,000 or whatever. But by the time they reach like day 25, 26, 27, day 28, then it started really building up. And in the end, it was like more than $5 million, right? That's the power of compounding interest. And we need a way to be able to use that ordinary people like you and me need to leverage compounding interest. Okay. So it's not my intention to go into a deep dive of what compounding interest is. That's not the purpose of this. We could talk about that later if you have have questions about that. But that's the second step is you deposit your savings in a special design participating whole life policy so that you can take advantage of compounding interest and dividends. The third step is to create compounding capital inside your policy. And that's what you do when you've disciplined yourself to be able to do this. When you use this as a strategy, say, I'm going to save my money and I'm going to put it in the smartest place that I could put it in inside a participating whole life policy. And it is going to compound and it's going to grow, and just time will make it grow, right? And we work with companies that have proven over a century that these dividends do pay off, right? So you want to create that. That's what's happening inside. Now you want to make it useful. The next step is to access your money to eliminate your debts or to finance your purchases using what we call policy loans, right? So you access your money that way, and that's fairly easy to access. It is not complicated. You do not have to, the first thing you're going to look at, you go, oh no, I got to go through a loan. Well, these are loans that are, they don't need a credit check. They don't need, letters of employment. They don't need proof of income and stuff like that, because this is coming out of your money. This is coming out of your insurance money, and that has been accumulating in your policy over time. And so they just consider it your money anyways. That's why they don't worry about that kind of thing. And you don't have to go through all of the hoops of what banks put you through to be able to access your money. Then finally, you repay your policy loans with the payments you would have given to someone else, right? Instead of paying off someone else's bank and making someone else rich, you pay it back to your insurance company, recover that. All the while, your money has been growing because you haven't been using your money. Your money's still working for you. There's where that optimization and efficiency comes in. Now, you might say, I'm having a hard time kind of visualizing what that's going to look like. So let me help you visualize it here. This is what it looks like. So on the bottom, hashtags, what you see, these are the monthly or annual deposits that you would put in. This is your systematic and proportional savings that you're taking aside, from your income, and you're putting it in there month by month or year by year, right? And you're putting it into that participating whole life policy, which means that it's going to be growing. So there's the compounding growth line. Granted, in the early days, it seems low, just like, if a penny doubling every day, it doesn't look like much in the first 2 weeks, but watch out in that fourth week, it skyrockets. Same thing, same principle that happens here in your compounding growth. Now, here, this curved line represents the growth of your money. Not, the hashtag is just the money you've deposited, but the money has grown, right? The money has grown because of the nature of that policy. And then what you see is you can take that capital, the money that you've been saving there, and you can deploy it. And you deploy it by taking out a policy loan and using it, pay off the car, pay off the house, pay off the student loan, pay off the credit cards. You can do all sorts of different things. And, our advisors here at Archeo, they have many creative ways for you to use that depending on your situation. You can ask them, what are the different ways that you could use it for your situation. And here's the thing, and this is what makes this unique. Look what happens when you pay back. You see those arrows that are going back to the curve? That's when you pay back the loan. And oh, by the way, those loans are unstructured, so you don't have a deadline. You don't have like every month you have to put a certain amount in. When I told you that you can pay back whatever you would have paid to the finance company or to the bank, that's just, paying that. If you wanted to pay that back, then do it that way. You would have paid it anyways. Might as well pay it back to yourself in a sense, right? But with policy loans, these policy loans are actually guaranteed, so to the point where even if you never paid that policy loan off, when you pass away, the insurance company is going to take that money to pay off the policy loan from your death benefit. And your money's been growing all this time anyways. There's still going to be enough left for your loved ones. Make sense? So, but what I wanted you to notice here is when you pay it back over time, what happens? once you've paid the policy loan back, look where your money has. Your money has not stayed stagnant. You didn't go back to zero. You actually made money while you were paying back your policy loan. What other saving strategy causes you to make money while paying back a loan? Right? I don't think there's anything like it anywhere else. And so this is the power of unlimited cash flow. This is what we help people to do. We want to help you to do that. And how would you feel if you had a renewable source of money available to you? Right? If you knew you had a saving strategy that constantly renewed and refreshed your capital and it was growing steadily over the years, where you never have a negative thing. You never have to experience the downside of the market ever. Right? It's always something positive. You're always making money every year. How would you feel if you had a renewable source of money like that available to you? Would that give you more peace of mind, do you think? Would that open up possibilities of how you could get out of debt? Get the pressure off you, get the stress off of you? Right? And this is why we're so excited about this kind of thing and introducing this strategy to people like yourself. Now, would you like to see how it could work in your specific situation? Because it's very specific. It's tailor-made for not everybody has the same answer. Not everybody has the same solution. Same principles in play, same kind of policies, but your situation is your unique situation. And if you'd like to see how it could work for you, then make sure you talk to the person that brought you to this webinar and make sure to discuss that with them and give them the details of your situation so that they can show you how this could actually work for you. All right. So thank you for listening. And I hope that you were challenged with some of this stuff and you were inspired and you've learned a few things tonight. And if you have any questions, we're going to go into a period of question and answer, Q&A.
It took you 15 minutes, 30 minutes to be exact.
Yay! Only 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with interruptions.
With interruptions and with having to stop and let people in and everything. Good. How do you find it, guys? What do you say?
You can use this in your in-person meeting with individual, right?
Yep.
You
Yeah.
just have to reword like applicable to your clients, correct?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And,
it's short. I like it.
so what we're going to do is we're going to, once we finalized it, we're going to make it available to you guys, but it's also going to be the thing that we're going to present every time every week that we do like a business presentation meeting where you can bring a prospect with you online, and hopefully we can do this in person eventually, right? But online to be able to attend that and get the conversation started. But it's also going to be available to you. We'll download it for you in PowerPoint so that you could also use this for that. I also have the script for it, the script that I'm using. It's all written down. So I'll put that in as well so that you have not just the PowerPoint, but you also have the script.
That's good.
Mhm.
So, because we have clients that's what do you call? So we have a client that it's in process. I mean, applications are in process. So
Mm.
when we deliver the policy, I think this is good to be presented as a reminder of what we
Kind
actually
of like a review, really?
kind of. I think so. Yeah.
I've never heard a presentation used that way, but yeah, why not?
It's just like reminding them of, because this is a different kind of presentation when we did our presentation, right? Like,
So as you can tell, it's not very technical, right? There's a little
yeah,
bit
it's
at
not.
the end, but it's not very technical. It's more of, hey, consider this, consider the advantages and disadvantage. What would it be like? And getting them to kind of imagine themselves in that situation. when you
Yeah.
talk about life insurance, when you talk about, that kind of thing. And yeah, so that's how I designed that.
I have also comments on when you are describing the three kinds, like if life is short, if life is interrupted, and if life is long.
Yep.
I think it's that part is a little bit repetitive. So
Think so?
maybe, yeah, maybe we can just, let's say when we talk about life is short, we're not gonna talk about critical illness there, I think.
No, it's interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah.
When life is interrupted. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What day should we use to start our webinars?
So sorry, say it again, Jed.
What day? What day is good for our webinars? We're gonna use this now.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think would be a good day of the week to do the webinar? To do the weekly ones?
So Wednesday, we talked about Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah,
I
I
thought,
think
right?
last time we talked about it was on Wednesday, Jed, I think.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. for Mountain Standard, or
I think 6 p.m. What is 6
I
p.m.
think
Calgary time,
I
right?
think we said 5:30, so you can catch people before they go home to eat because they'll never come out again.
Oh yeah. That's right. It was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
okay, 5:30 Mountain Standard, Central Standard.
So
Yeah.
7:30,
Yeah.
7:30 Eastern. Okay.
Pastor Mark, can I use that? Because I already have clients, the prospect clients that I can use for presentation. They're a group of people.
Yeah, sure. We're right now we're getting feedback. I just want feedback if there's any changes that you guys.
Yeah, I just want I like it.
Okay.
It's perfect for. I usually always have a group presentation. It's
Nice.
a group. Usually I also talk to like Burmese, Mexican, and this Saturday I have a group of Filipinos,
Yeah.
and they're interested. And I said, why not we just do it Zoom? No. We want you here.
Oh,
We want in person. So
nice.
okay. Oh my gosh. So what will I present? So I
Yeah,
think
use
this is the
this.
You can use
yeah.
this. Yeah.
So
Use this.
I will
I'll
try
upload
this,
it to our Facebook page.
and also the script,
Yes,
so
the
that I
script
can
as
already
well. Yeah.
practice. So it will be this Saturday that I will have a presentation.
Sounds good. I'll upload it tonight.
Nice.
It'll be there tonight.
Okay,
The
perfect. Thank
PowerPoint.
you.
You're welcome. Welcome. Good. I hope it is helpful.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about like doing different topics, right, during the weeklies. And if we do the weeklies, it's very easy to tack on an interesting topic in the beginning, like what we were talking about earlier in the beginning of this meeting. We talked about Sheila. What was it? The thing that we were talking about, like the financial foundations, right? You can start with that and segue into this presentation. Actually, you can start with what's the difference between real rate of return, internal rate of return, and average rate of return. What's the difference between this and investment? Is there a difference between investment and insurance? Is it really true? Topic like, is it really true that you should never mix investment and insurance? Why not? Stuff like that, hot topics type of thing. But this can easily be transitioned into this presentation eventually, right?
So we'll have the other topic at the start, like a 10-15 minute introductory topic, transition to
for
this.
sure. Yeah, we could do it that way.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be longer then, because 30 minutes
Well,
is
this is only for like the weeklies, right? So the weeklies, either way, the weeklies will not go for more than 60 minutes. And if we cut out some of the things like what you mentioned, Len, like in the
Yeah.
life insurance part, then it'll be a little bit shorter, right?
Mm.
So we'll have a little bit of play time there, like a little
Yeah.
bit to play
I
with.
think if you were not interrupted, I think you finish in 25 minutes.
Yeah, probably. And then this is just like the first time presenting it publicly. Once you get used to it, it really flow much easier, right? and a bit
And
fast
then like the examples and case studies, we just have it as needed if they ask for
as
more.
needed, right? So all of the other things like what we're thinking of is the weeklies would be, let's say the first 10 minutes is a kind of meet and greet, and then from 10 minutes after, let's say if it starts at 5. I know we'd have a different time, but let's say 5 o'clock, start sharp at 5 o'clock, meet and greet, introduce guests, etc. 5:10 presentation begins. 5:35 done. Q&A from 5:35 all the way until 6. 6 o'clock hits. Thank you, everybody. See you next week. If you have any questions, please talk to the person who invited you. Boom, we're done.
That's good.
We keep it like that, right?
So when you say we're gonna add topics, how are we going to do that in the weekly?
Because you can put you can put 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning,
Oh, okay.
right? And stick it in there. Once we've kind of mastered this presentation, I really think that this could even be shorter than, like, it can be like 20 minutes even.
I think so,
Right.
yeah.
So once we've kind of gotten used to the flow of it, then 20 minutes and you've got like a 10-minute thing there. You can talk about a topic, right?
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I just gotta review it again. If you can post it later, I'll check it again.
Yeah,
But I gotta
it's
go.
recording, so once it downloads and converts, then I'll post it into YouTube, and then I'll post the link so that you can
Sounds good.
do it.
And
Thank you, guys.
PowerPoint, right? That's a
PowerPoint, yeah.
PowerPoint.
That I'll probably do the PowerPoint and the script first because it takes
Yeah.
time to do the video.
Can we do a practice after this? Like
Yeah.
after the
Okay, see you guys.
once we learned how, when we look at it again,
Let's do
maybe
this.
next meeting.
Let's practice next week. Let's do it this way.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you tonight. Take a
Yeah.
look at the script, read through the script, practice it on your own, even use it on a client if
Yeah.
you want to. And then next week we'll take turns practicing it.
And we don't really need to copy exactly the script, right? We can use our own words.
Yeah.
But at least around that, right?
Yeah. And it's not believe me, it's not like it's detailed in the sense that you could read it word for word, but there's also a lot of breathing space in the script where you can use your own way of explaining
Yeah.
it.
We can do ad lib.
You can
Yeah,
have
to
Or
add-
a lot of ad lib.
as long as you're not gonna go over 30 minutes.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing when you do it on your own. It's kind of like, okay, how much time do I have?
Yeah.
So
But I
for
think-
the
but I think-
financial,
Sorry, but I think if we can practice with the script and then eventually we can just hone it.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, when you're used to knowing
Yeah.
what comes, the sequence of it, and just there's a logical and emotional aspect to it, right?
Yeah.
So once you know that, and take key on the interactive stuff is very important as well. You want to involve your client in the process, the thinking process.
It's not like reading. So when you're talking, you just give them chance to ask, right?
Yeah, give them a chance to, and there are natural breaks there. Like, what do you think about that? And that I purposely put in, I do have a list of things like for the savings strategy and for the savings account. I have that already there, as you can see, but I didn't put it up there right away because I wanted the interaction and say, let's come up with our own list of things,
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's what's nice about that is that you have that kind of play with that.
Mhm.
The more involved you can get your client in the conversation, the better it is.
so
Uh,
we could not add the foundation anymore in this slide, right?
No, I won't add, not in the presentation slides itself, but
Yeah,
okay.
we can still put that as a topic, like tag it in the beginning of
Okay.
of one of the meetings. And then you can do that, of course, on your personal when you want to do that. That's fine. Of course, it's been working for you.
Yeah, I was just thinking of in my encounter to people like on the street or like, hey, how are you? Do you know about this triangle? And then you can start conversation.
Well, you can use the triangle to start conversations for prospecting. And then
Yes,
when you
yes,
set that appointment with them, then you give them this presentation.
yes. That is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, because I've already used the triangle in prospecting,
Mhm.
cold market. Like, hey, do you know about financial foundation? No, what is that? And then you show it, and then okay, why not after explaining it to them, give your like, what when is the best time to explain this further?
Mhm.
Then you can get a schedule for them to
Exactly.
present this presentation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is that the same presentation that you've done in the camp?
The
Or that's
financial
a
foundation.
longer version? The
This
yeah.
one? This
No,
one
the
is
one that
brand new.
you presented at the camp,
Yeah, that's different.
that different. I mean the foundational.
Oh no,
Foundation.
that's the same thing that Sheila and I are talking about right now.
Yeah,
That
I know, but
puts
is there a shorter version of that?
No. This
No?
is the
Okay.
next one,
So
yeah.
that's the same thing
Same
that you
thing.
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make it shorter. I mean, Sheila was able to do that. You don't have to do
Mm.
exactly everything. I
Yeah.
mean, you can use just the triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
To begin with.
Yes,
I think that's what you're doing, right, Sheila? You're just sharing a
yes.
triangle. You're
Just a
not,
triangle.
yeah, just a triangle. Financial
Yeah.
foundation.
You can use it like in Tim Hortons, people there lining up, and then just show it like, "Hey, I
Really?
have a question." Yeah. You can do anywhere. Or
It's
or your neighbor throwing garbage like, "Hey, I have a triangle here. Do you know what is this?"
Yep. You know
Do you
what?
actually have a paper and a pen? Or
Yeah.
you just
Yeah, I have I printed it out.
Well, there
wow.
you go. But
Yeah.
if not, you're at a Timmy's. Just get a napkin. Just make sure you have
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
napkin.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you,
but
I did this years ago. I did the pyramid for someone at Greatway at the Bathurst office, the Toronto office, years ago when I first became a BDM. Do you know that years later we got together again and you'd say, "Hey, I haven't seen you for a long time." We went out for lunch. He pulled that paper out. He still has it. He still has that piece of scratch paper where I, chicken scratched the pyramid on there for him. And he says, "This helped
that's
me so
effective.
much." It's like, wow, good. I'm glad it did. You know.
It's
Sometimes
memorable.
it's the ones that aren't so slick and not so polished and you give it like as if it's coming from your heart, really, right? That's the ones that make the impact the most.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is right. There's a lot of ways
Yeah.
to get prospect.
Yep. Oh, and if you're wondering what that 1 penny, if it doubles every day, Jed put it in the chat. Oh no, Donovan put it in. Thanks, Donovan. Thanks, D. Appreciate that. Look at that. It went from 1 cent on day 1, and on day 30, it's $5 million, $5.3 million.
By 1 cent? I mean,
1 cent, starting with 1 cent, doubling every day for 30 days.
that's for how many days that he calculated?
30 days. 30.
I like 31 days. 31 days.
Well, 31 days will make it 10 million.
Wow.
Right? But that's a good, it's a nice way to show them how compounding works, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand compounding. So that's an easy way to explain how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. You can download that little image that Donovan posted. Show them.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Well, hey, that's good feedback. Anything else? Any other things?
Yeah, I have a question, Pastor Mark.
Oh yeah, go.
Okay, yeah. Regarding that participating insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, whole life insurance.
Yep.
So when you borrow money, and that's your money, right? You borrow money.
Mm-hmm.
When you pay the loan, would that include still your commitment for the premium and the payment
Yes,
of
it
the
would
loan?
be. It would be.
And is there such minimum percentage of the
To pay it off?
payment?
No, there's no such thing as minimum or maximum. There's, you can. It's
So
an
let's put in
unstructured
money.
loan. It's an unstructured loan, so you can
Mhm.
pay as much as you want, as little as you want. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
You know, one thing, if you're concerned about, if someone's concerned, for example, about paying off a policy loan, you know, every year, let's say they're financing, they would have financed a car for 5 years, let's say a car loan for 5 years. And, you know, but I'm going to be in debt to myself or to the insurance company for that long a time. You know, it's not like they're going to come at you going, hey, where's your monthly payment? It's not structured at all like that way. And
Okay.
what you can do, you
Yeah.
can suggest this to your client. You said, look, if you have a nice tax return, if you get an income tax return that's fairly,
Mhm.
let's say you get $3,000. Well,
Yeah.
take 1,000 or 2,000 of that and pay the loan from that, you know, and then use the rest of it for whatever you want to do, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
you have that flexibility and that
Okay.
control, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Kuya,
And-
can I clarify
Yeah,
about
go
your
ahead, Jen.
question?
Yep.
So Kuya was asking if, for example, somebody borrowed money from their insurance, so policy loan.
Yeah.
So I think your question was, so when that person is going to pay back, I mean, so he's not required to pay off whatever, right? But the premium is always to be paid,
Yes.
Yeah. Continue.
month,
I got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
right?
I understand.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also, second question, just a suggestion on the savings strategy. Would it be good to put their retirement at the end?
Yes. I thought,
Retirement,
to be honest with you, I thought I had that there. I thought that was one of the purposes.
it's not there.
It's not there? Okay,
No.
yeah, you can put
Look
that
at
in
it.
there for sure, yeah. I will look at it.
Yeah.
So saving strategy for retirement, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's not there. I'll put it in.
And the way I look at it, it will give an impact because this is what people always experience.
Yeah.
On the three, what's that?
Life is short.
No, what's that? Hmm. There are three lines. The first one is inflation, and the second line is, and the third line is
I think
what's
you're
this?
tax something.
Tax. No. First line, second line is taxation, and the third line is about
Loan fees. There.
loan fee. I think we'll reverse it. Loan fee, which is mostly experienced by people, they have a good. It will have a good impact to them to listen to you.
You mean
Because
shorter
inflation is like you cannot control it. It's
But
already
you
in
can't.
there.
That's the thing. That was my part of the script, is that inflation, taxation, and loan fees are not in your control if
Yeah.
you're playing the same game as everybody else.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah.
still doing, if you're doing what everybody else is doing, these things are out of your control. But
Okay.
the unlimited cash flow system puts control back in your hands, so you don't have to be a victim of these things anymore.
I see. Okay. Got it.
And any other like technical questions that people might have, that's good to always do that like as a Q&A rather than as part of the presentation itself.
Yeah.
So we can always say, let's answer that question after.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
make sure you answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's say, let's call Pastor Mark. Call a friend.
Lifeline, eh? Ellen?
Lifeline.
Can I get a lifeline?
The expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I'll convert it to PowerPoint and upload it then.
The presentation really has really a good impact.
Yeah.
It's very short and interesting. People will not be bored in listening to a long presentation. Yeah. That's the one that we should use. Yeah.
Because you're pinpointing their need.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
need, right?
Yeah.
And just like, we learned in NEPQ, right? The sales training, you want them to identify with that. You want them
Yeah.
to feel the gap.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
So great.
All right, that's good.
I've
Good.
been
Great feedback,
absent
guys.
for
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? This thing is not set in stone. I mean, we can of course, as we've shown
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
years, we've been
Yeah.
changing things. So if we need to make some changes, feel free to give suggestions, eh?
one more thing, Pastor Mark,
Mm.
about that triangle where Shelley has mentioned. Is that on our website that we can download?
I think it is.
Foundation, the
It
foundation.
is one of those presentations that Pastor Mark did.
Yeah,
I think
It's there in the website.
I think yeah, in the on the Facebook page.
I have
It's there.
Facebook page. I mean,
Take a look
yeah.
at the videos there. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
we have it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We also
Thank you.
uploaded.
Thank
we
you.
uploaded the videos from the camp, right? Over there as
no,
well.
you have not actually.
I don't have them. Jed has them.
Oh, that's why I'm looking for them. I can't find them.
Yo, bro, you still there? You driving, right?
No, he's gone. He said he's gone.
Oh,
He will.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's make.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for great feedback. Appreciate it.